Welcome on behalf of Momentum Medical Scheme, Biogen, and of course the people who organise it, Dryland Event Management. Man sitting to my left, I think everybody in the country and the world knows, Henko Rademacher, an amazing weekend ahead of us after waiting so long.
Yeah, amazing. Up till 2 weeks ago, we still didn't know if we'll be able to pull it off, but authorities are all a go. We're going to keep the people safe, start on smaller batches, and make this one happen in the winter for the first time.
Okay, and we know we're holding it under COVID regulations, so we've got to stick to all the regulations out there. 15 years, this will be our 15th year at Attakwas.
Yeah.
And then it will be the first race ever in winter, and I hope all the riders are prepared for that because it gets moerkoud in Oudtshoorn.
No, it does. Fortunately, the rain seems to have passed. Yesterday we had quite a bit of rain, but the Nico Mountains can handle rain. So we had reports this morning from the course that it's looking really great, really good. Tomorrow morning we start, we'll probably go down to about 7 degrees Celsius. Attakwas might bring up 3-4 degrees, and at the finish it should be quite sunny at about 10 to 15 degrees. But yeah, we all systems go.
So this weekend, probably one of the best years riding the Attakwas, so for the lucky people who've arrived here. The good news though is Attakwas is going to go back to January again in 2022.
It is. We this won't be a winter edition, next year is a summer edition again. But yes, all our plans are in place for 2022, January 15th.
So obviously the rules and regulations have to be carefully adhered to as they go through before they start tomorrow. Registration today. What is the protocol?
Yeah. Look, previous years we did registration on 2 days, today and tomorrow morning pre-race, but COVID regulations stipulate that we can only do it today because this is a time we can actually control access to the registration area where we have to have less than 100 people. So today we've extended the registration for the whole day up till 9 tonight. So no pickup of boards or registration on Saturday morning. So don't come here and expect to pick it up. We had lots of communication going out. So today you have to pick it up. It has to be done in person because another COVID protocol we have to adhere to is to actually screen each person before they come in. And they've got to fill in obviously the necessary documentation. So you have to be here in person before 9 tonight.
Okay. Once they've got their board, they've done everything, they've been tested for COVID, filled in the form, the nerves start flying because they know the next step is going to be the departure tomorrow. Now that is different from previous years as well, isn't it?
Yeah, very different. So what we're doing is we cannot gather 500 people at Chandelier. So we've in the CBD of Oudtshoorn, we've identified 7 different spots where we're probably going to have around 70 to 80 people per batch gather. And then our departure point will be Oudtshoorn. We'll departure under escort, neutral, up to Chandelier, where the official race start is when they roll through the actual start line. So from Oudtshoorn will be neutral zone up to Chandelier, and it starts there. And we start from 6:45 at first light, 5-minute increments, up to about 20 past 7, with G group going out last.
Okay. And you can't miss the start in Chandelier. You've got those 2 huge pillars saying 0 kilometre, and that's when they start.
Yeah, that's impossible to miss. Just take note that don't try and jump the queue parking halfway up the road to Chandelier. If you didn't check in at the time with the officials, no finish for you. It's quite important. We have to obviously adhere to all the rules.
Just coming across, what a lot of people worry about obviously is weather in the Attakwas Mountains. You've touched on that already, about 7 degrees here tomorrow morning. Down at the coast it could go up to 15 at Grootbrak where they finish off. But once they get inside the Attakwas Mountains, that's where you want to worry and make sure that the riders wear the right stuff.
Yeah, correct. So I would recommend you start with some warmer clothing. You can take it off, put it in the back of your shirt pocket. But when you hit water point 2, at Attakwas is that section between water point 2 and 3, I would recommend having a gilet or something, arm warmers definitely, maybe knee warmers, but put it on at that water point, and then after the water you can remove it again. But do not go through there without something that can break the wind.
Okay, and then another area which is going to change dramatically now in 2021 because of COVID. It's always been a great spectator race. But because of COVID, that's all got to change. So what are the do's and don'ts for the supporters club out here at Atacross this year?
Yeah, look, unfortunately, or fortunately, our paramount objective is to have a safe race within these times. And we want to pull it off, and we want people to give people a race, but there are certain compromises. And one of the compromises are that we cannot allow spectators at the old spectator points, those were 2 water points, or at the finish. So what happens is when you go through the finish, you pick up your medal, you have your recovery drink or your Biogen supplement, you can shower, but then obviously you have to leave. We cannot allow any spectators into the finish area. We cannot keep any spectators from standing next to the road as they leave Oudtshoorn. I mean, it's a public area, and surely the people will do that. But we cannot, within our area, gather spectators. So it's very important.
I think very important they all plan their race around the water points because they know how vital it is in this race. Water points, once again, 26, 46, 68, 85, and the last one, as you hit the rolling hills, 107 kilometres. I think that's at 8 bells, their last water point that they have there.
No, that'll be the second last. The last one is just above Great Brack, near Portleeskop Game Farm, and that is about 14 km from the finish. But yeah, all the water points will have hot drinks, something proper, solid food to eat, and obviously supplements from Biogen, our partner, their whole range, from electrolytes to protein balls, the works. So everything's on display.
Okay, so they're going to have 5-star service. It's just going to be slightly different from previous years. I think in Atacross, one of the points that everybody fears once you hit those mountains in the rough territory are technical problems. Where are the tech zones in 2021?
Yeah, like every year, we've identified 2 areas which is quite rough. That'll be Durham Rivier, just before Water Point 2. So at Water Point 2 we'll have neutral tech. And then obviously after that, we've got Water Point 3 at Bonnydale, where we will also have neutral tech. And at both those places, you can have your bike fixed. Obviously we can't fix a frame, that's correct, but the rest we can surely attempt to do.
And then one of the bugbears for you as an event organizer, and the thing that really gives you nightmares, is people who withdraw out of the race and don't tell anybody, none of the officials. Advise the riders out there, they might be tired, but I think it's something they've got to imprint on their brain is once you withdraw, you've got to notify an official.
Yeah. Look, with an event this long, and we cross quite a few public roads, and there's cell phone reception. So what often happens is somebody rides for 80 k's and he decides, no, he's had enough, he phones his wife or his friend, they pick him up on the R328 between Oudtshoorn and Mossel Bay, and off he is. Tonight at 9 we're still looking for him, and that obviously creates a problem. So what we ask people to do is, the moment you quit, tell an official and just hand in your timing tag. That timing tag is very valuable, otherwise you're going to be billed for it, for sure. You can keep your number board, obviously that's yours, but please tell an official. He'll take a photo of your number board and send it through to the officials, and then we'll take you off from the race. But it's very important, it's paramount, otherwise we might be looking for you, and all those search and rescue costs and the chopper, the ball's going to come to you.
Just remember that. Please tell an official. It's going to save your bank balance and the inheritance for your children. Okay, then medical. It's something that you never want to hope that anything happens to any of the riders out there, that they all get through with a clean bill of health, but you've got one of the best medical teams in the country, and I think you can always brag about it.
Yeah, look, our team has been the same since probably for 15 years. We obviously have a race doctor, we've got paramedics, ambulance, guys on quads, motorbikes, 4x4s. But when they get to a problem, they must flag a medic, and obviously report whatever they saw, where the emergency is. And also on their number board, there's an emergency number. That is our jock. Call that. Person on the other side will answer, and obviously you just got to tell him where you are. Preferably how many kilometers you are into the race. That's quite important. So zero your clocks when you start, and then we'll take it from there.
Just before we cut off, I think we covered all the do's and don'ts and rules and regulations for tomorrow's race. Is there any other word of advice you can give, especially to the first-time riders who are riding this 121-kilometre race?
Sure. Look, the Atacwas is probably South Africa's toughest one-day event. Just the sheer nature of the area and the terrain you go over. Fortunately, you don't have heat this year, but you've got to take it in small chunks. So you've got to ride at around 11, 12 kilometers an hour to make the water points. Now that's really generous in cycling terms. I think some people run at that pace, but so just watch that. It's on the race rules. The officials will also warn you and tell you. We won't take anybody off the course unnecessarily, but if we see at a water point that you might be a danger to yourself from a medical perspective, and we don't see you fit to continue, we do reserve the right to remove you in your own interest for your safety.
Well, there you've got it. To all you amazing men and women who've made the journey up to Oudtshoorn, this 15th edition of Atacwas, thank you for being heroes for another year. Thank you on behalf of our sponsors and, of course, Dryland Event Management. And we're going to make this the best year you've ever had. I know the weather's going to be great. Just enjoy the ride and get to Grootbrock safely.